Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my plans for my February art practice. I do dedicate each month to a particular art medium. Last month was my Durant drawing pencils. I'll link that up here if you haven't seen that. The month before, December 2023, was my brush pen Tombows Ecolines Faber-Castells. This month my plan is to use my acrylics. In previous art practice videos I've used a small sketchbook. This is my 9 by 14 centimeters Royal Talons art creation sketchbook. It's a nice simple sketchbook that I can carry around with me, but actually for this month I want to use acrylic paints, and so I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and also embrace a larger format. So using a small sketchbook like this is great in that it makes me feel like I haven't got too much to achieve each day. A sketch on one of these pages is relatively quick and easy because it's a small sketchbook. I can fit it in the size of my hand and it just makes things easier. However, I also found that I was struggling with the limitations of the size sometimes, and I feel like I might actually prefer to work a lot bigger when working with acrylic paints. My trusty sketchbook is this. Again, it's a Talons Creation art creation sketchbook. It's cork cover, and it has pages on the inside that are white instead of their kind of like cream color. I love this sketchbook. I've not found another one like it. I need to try and source a couple more before they stop selling them. I got it from my local art shop here in the Netherlands, but they didn't have any last time I went. But this is a really good sketchbook. Now, in terms of using it for acrylic paints, I did do an experiment quite early in the use of this. Not there. Oh, I think those were liquid acrylics actually. There we go. I got there eventually. So these are the colors that I have as actual acrylic tubes. And this was just a little doodle thing that I did at the time, and this was back in August last year. So I'm thinking it was able to handle that on one side, so I could use the pages. I've got a few spreads in here that I could use as well. I have got this Clairefontaine, I think it was Clairefontaine sketchbook. I've seen this, I got this because I saw Katie Moody using it, and I've seen Laura Horn Art use something very similar, if not the same one. It's a gold line mixed media. It's 180 grams. It has one page smooth and then one side textured. So I feel, and it's a good, you know, it's thick enough. I think it would work. It has 32 pages, 32 sheets. So that's what, 60 something pages if you're using either side. So this could work really well as an option. I also have this second Clairefontaine. This is the Paint On. Now, you might have seen this in a video. I think it was October or November art haul. And it was an accidental purchase in that I wasn't aware of how expensive it was. But the paper is more like a card. Can you see that? It's really thick, so it probably work quite well with acrylic. It's tinted, obviously. It's a kind of like brownie tan color. It's not white. That may or may not work as an option. And then finally, we also have this little beta series mixed media sketchbook. This is a nice small one, so it's about the same size as the Royal Talons one. The paper again it has a bit of texture to it. It does bend and tear because of the way that it's been bound, but can you see that? So it is thicker than the Clairefontaine, the first one, and it's definitely thicker than the Art Creations. So I'm thinking that between these I have plenty of papers of different sizes to keep my interest going. In my recent January art haul video, I shared that I had bought this Academy cotton canvas board. I haven't taken the seal off it yet because I don't want to damage it. I got this knowing that this month I would be focusing on acrylic, and I thought I might do like a final piece like you do when you're at art school and you're doing like a unit of something. Like you normally have a final piece that you hand in. So I thought that's what I would do for this. In terms of tools and resources, so I do have this like terrible palette on which I thought would work. I only ever use it for gouache normally and sporadically, so this will work. I did already upload a video, and a friend commented and said I should probably get a Stay Wet palette, so I may have to have a look at the art shop over the weekend to see if I can get one. I think if I order it online it will take too long to get here. And then if I'm working in my sketchbook, I'm thinking I might need like a gesso sometimes. I don't know, I haven't tried this before. I also got this regular gel matte acrylic medium. Again, I've only used this for sticking things down, so I'm not sure. Like, I've never used gesso. Gesso? I think it's gesso, right? So I don't know what I've got to do with them. I'm going to do some researching. Today is the 31st. So yeah, I'm going to have to like do some learning today because February starts tomorrow. Though you won't see this until the 3rd. Incidentally, the day that this goes live is actually my birthday. So I will probably be out and about doing stuff. Then let's come to the paints themselves. So, oh my gosh, I did a video over the holiday period called Things I Regret Buying in 2023. And one of those things was the number of acrylics from Atelier Interactive. Now, to be fair, I haven't really put them through their paces because I'm new to acrylics. You know, it's a new thing for me. I did acrylics when I was younger. I actually did a foundation in art and design and I had to use them then, and I was based at an art studios in London, Wimbledon Art Studios, for anyone who wants to check it out, where there are quite a few fantastic artists, several of whom, or many of whom, use acrylics, and I did some playing with acrylic paint then. But I'm not very practiced, quite a bit nervous, but determined. So I figure that's a good thing. You can see that I do have some Liquitex. I have more of these back at my dad's. I should have brought them with me actually because I was on the Eurostar, but I didn't think to do that. And a couple of golden. These are very expensive here, the golden ones here in the Netherlands. So I only have the Payne's Grey and the Quinacridone Red, both beautiful colours. And because I get through white, you can see how much of that's gone. And I brought that at the same time. I did buy a big one of these months ago, which you would have seen maybe in like my August or my July art haul. I can't remember. We also have some squidgy things. So this one is really old. This is the one I used to use when I was based in the art studios. This is a new one because I wanted to try and get some lines. Texture. I found out this color shaper. Now this is years old. It's got an old thing on it. I don't know if I'm supposed to use that for oil pastels or maybe I can squiggle it around in acrylic to create texture, a stick. And I also have, one second, a selection of acrylic inks. Now I am fully aware that some might say that this is cheating, being that my whole plan was to use acrylics, but fluid acrylics. We have these ones here, Titan Buff, Burnt Sienna, Blue Lagoon Teal, and I mean they're still acrylic, they're just a bit more liquidy, right? We also have the acrylic inks. We have a selection of FWs, we have some Liquitex muted ones, and we have just regular Liquitex acrylic inks. So that's exciting because I think that's going to help me not feel so constrained. I also picked up some of these because I saw something and I don't remember where acrylic ink had been put in here and then it was used in a creative way. So I thought I'd give that a go. Because if I shoot ink out of here, these fluid acrylics, actually I did that on a canvas and I ended up using probably about half the bottle. That's a lot of acrylic to go down. So that's that. And then in terms of actually using the paints, I've got this 1-inch Princeton & Co. stroke brush made in Japan. This is years and years and years old. It's a bit gnarly. I should probably give it a clean. I think I've had this since I was a student, and this one is like, it's a cooking brush from Soston Green. We also have, because obviously I don't want to use like my really good brushes that I would use for watercolor gouache, so these are like my gnarly brushes. These ones are Himi. They came with like a set of Himi gouaches that I never use, so they might be useful. They're a bit gnarly. We have some synthetic Da Vinci Dynasty Thailand. That's like really old and gnarly. It's like the paint is so hard in here that there's like no bending the bristles. And then these are a few more watercolor brush. Oh, that's probably a bit softer. Oh, that'll do. A couple of rounds. I don't know if they're gonna work. I'm just finding stuff out that I can use that isn't gonna trash my main collection of brushes. And then I also have this mix of tools. So we've got like a pasty brush, one of those spludgy things by Catalyst, a paletty knifey thing, another paletty knifey thing, some like things that you do other stuff with, sticks. Oh, I've got this as well. I forgot about this. This I got for my, what's that stuff called? Oh gosh, you put it down for watercolor paper. masking fluid. Apparently this is really good. So I have that as well. I should probably put that somewhere else and not in here. But we have these things as well to experiment with. So in terms of topic, I'm not going to stick myself down to any particular topic. What I will do is have as much fun as I possibly can. It might be more abstract, it might be more realistic. I don't know. We're going to see. I'm not going to aim to complete a piece in a sketchbook every single day of the week because that's too much for me. What I am going to aim to do is spend at least 30 minutes every day working with acrylic paints. I feel like that's a good compromise. I will of course be back at the end of the month with a recap video sharing how I got on with a flip through of what I created. I'm really nervous. I was kind of hoping that February I'd be traveling so I wouldn't have to do this because obviously this is a lot of stuff and it's liquid to travel with, but I'm here so I have no excuse. So yeah, give the video a like if you made it this far please. If you're not subscribed but like to see someone like learn and struggle with art, then maybe subscribe. Comment down below if you've got any tips for me, please and thank you. And yeah, thanks again for watching and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.